My name is Will Thomas. I work for Foley Family Farms. Take care of the vineyards that we have in Napa and Sonoma and a little bit up in Lake counties. Run about 800 acres, and yeah, couldn't be more excited to be farming in such a special place. Well, Coombsville is a pretty unique area in Napa Valley in that it's an exceptional wine growing region that's actually not so far from the city limits of downtown Napa. As an area that used to be an old volcanic caldera, there's some soil here that you just literally cannot find elsewhere in the valley. It's very, very special. Rockier soils are going to regulate the growth cycles of the grapevine differently than a more fertile soil would, and generally this is commonly associated with wines of more character and intensity and depth. So far, our season's off to what seems to be a great start. Lots of off-season rainfall. We're hitting our relatively normal timing windows, so all signs point towards another great vintage here in Napa. The climate's been somewhat normal in Napa Valley the last few years in that we have received rainfall again. March and April showers, as we're sort of dealing with just behind us, is pretty normal. Used to be par for the course. Other years we would see flowering this early in April. Obviously, this season, which is again kind of average, a couple weeks behind, we're just kind of getting started. The amazing thing about these grapevines, though, is that they understand the environment around them and can respond accordingly, and sometimes even faster than us. So they will put on the canopy that they know they need to prep for flowering, to then set up the crop to get it ripe, and so forth. So yeah, at this point, we're just trying to make sure that we're on time with some of our crop protection, make sure that we're, going through on our normal springtime activities, putting cover crops down, any groundwork where applicable, and then at that point it's going to be, off to the races. We'll have some cultural practices here starting about 2 or 3 weeks. Every day is always a little bit different. Every year is always different, and we're constantly looking for ways to improve, to solve problems that come up that we anticipate, obviously the ones that we don't, and I think that there's a certain fulfillment in this line of work that is really kind of unique to the wine industry. If at the end of the day the difference between a single point could be something we did in the vineyard 3 years ago, we have to make that difference now, and that onus falls squarely upon our shoulders to hand the winemakers the best product they have, because if that old adage absolutely is true, you can't make good wine from bad grapes, but you can make bad wine from good grapes. So to the extent that we can have that impact and do it right and in a way that protects the environment and the community, yeah, that's what we stand for.